Sometimes you will see me adjusting the white balance of the camera a little bit, so I hope that is not annoying for you to see the colors change a little bit. This is Pink Meadow Lake. And now I'm making small circles. And I'm slowly working my way towards revealing the details of this beautiful butterfly. And a very happy accident happened, because once I added this one, Graplak Meadow, suddenly everything started to come alive. So, and here I'm going to use it, Meadow. So always keep your mind open to what the drawing wants instead of what your mind thinks is the right way, because my mind thought the background would be with a lot of greens and blues, and now suddenly there is this cool reddish tone doing its magic. I'm just making small circles now. And this happens to me quite often, that strange thing that it looks like a drawing has a will of its own, and as long as you let that happen, you're fine. If you go against that, you're in trouble. Let's get back to this Pink Meadow Lake. This is quite exciting. And I'm going back to a dark Castell earth, a luminance pencil, because over here I want this wing to look a little less cool. There is a lot of blue over here, and that is absolutely fine, because I'm layering to get a rich black tone. And now I'm going back in with Polychromos black. I love layering, and I not only love it with when using colored pencil, but I also love it with watercolor, pastels. Just love it. Most of the pencils that I have are quite suitable for layering. But there is one pencil that you should be careful with, and that is, in my opinion, Prismacolor Premier. There is something about that pencil. They are very strong when it comes to color saturation, but they tend to seal the paper, and then if you want to layer more, sometimes that becomes difficult. And there's another pencil that I'm learning. I think I just need more experience with that one, and that is Derwent Pro Color. I'm very intrigued by those pencils. I'm using them right now to do a special project. A publisher sent me a novel with a cover that can be colored, and they asked me to do a little project about it. So I chose Pro Color for that because I want to get to know these pencils. They are intriguing, and I'm continuously drawn to those Pro Color pencils. So I want to learn everything about them. I'm just taking a look now, taking a good look. And I think we need a slightly darker tone of yellow, and that is very, very dangerous because I can easily go too dark. So I'm thinking, looking around at all my pencils, I must tell you, it's a mess here. Look, pencils, 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 sharpening, pencils, pencils, pencils everywhere. Yeah. Well, I found this one, Deco Yellow, and I think I already use it? I'm not sure. It has been on my table, and well, let's take a look. Now, I don't want to smudge the black here, so I'm coloring towards the black so that the black will not smudge the light yellow areas too much. It already happened a little bit here and there, but so that's something I'm learning right now. If I'm working with very light colors and I need to do very dark colors right next to it, then maybe I should wait with adding the very dark tones. Now that's difficult for me because I love gradually building tone and color, so maybe I should just need to learn to work very precise. I don't think this is the color that I'm looking for. I think I do need a darker, bolder tone. This is very tricky. This is Light Ochre by Pablo. And I'm not sure if this is good because when I take a look at reference photos, you can see that the colors differ. One reference photo gives a more warmer tone and others a more cooler tone in the yellows, and of course that has everything to do with the individual butterfly, I'm sure, but also the white balance of the camera. You know, when you take a picture, I'm sure you know, you can change the white balance and then colors will look more cool or more warm. So I can find both reference photos on the cooler end of the spectrum and also ones with a more warm feel to it. And this light ochre is a more warm tone. And for some reason I feel that is the right direction. That's the direction I should go. But I must be very, very careful not to overdo things. Last year, the painting that I made, I went too far, added too many warm tones, and that ended up in a painting that is still a nice butterfly, but no, you can clearly see that that painting was overdone. That's okay, you know, I need to learn, so that's all about practice. So I'm now just adding a touch of this light ochre here and there. Ochre, Light Ochre by Pablo. It is extremely hot right now in the Passion for Pencils headquarters. We are having a heat wave in the Netherlands. And today it's about 30 degrees Celsius. So that is around 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is quite hot. And temperatures will be rising the next couple of days. Now, the heat is not the worst thing. It is very dry, and that's a bit of a problem. My garden looks absolutely terrible. I don't want to use a lot of drinking water to water the plants in the garden. So yeah, here I have Naples Ochre Luminance. I need to stay focused with these light tones. I really don't want to ruin this butterfly. Yeah, we have beautiful hydrangeas in the garden. Maybe you know hydrangeas. Their name says it all. Hydrangeas love to drink a lot. And yeah, I opened all the windows that I have here in the Passion for Pencils headquarters, and for some reasons huge tractors are driving up and down the street. I'm not sure what they are doing, but anyway. Yeah, so the hydrangeas in the garden, they look very bad. But I really don't want to spend too much drinking water on the garden, you know. There is already a notification went out from the government that we are not allowed to use water from canals and ponds to water our gardens. And that has a very specific reason, and I think I already told you about that. It has to do with the amounts of salt that come from the sea, and because we live below sea level, salt water easily creeps up the river and ends up in the groundwater levels, and their salination takes place, and it's very bad for the crops and the plants in general. And if we would use a lot of water from canals now, then well, it has something to do with water pressure. If the pressure that comes from the sea is higher than the pressure in the canals and stuff, then the desalination will occur more. So the plants in our garden, they are suffering a lot. Here I have Primrose Luminance as well, and I really need to be careful. No more darker tones in these light areas. And these luminance pencils are just great for smoothing things out a little bit. A couple of weeks ago I was contacted by a pencil company asking if I would like to do some testing for them and then make a review. And still haven't. They would send me something, and then something went wrong, and I contacted them, and now everything, there is silence. So, oh dear, do you see that? That is not good. Electrical eraser to the rescue. This electrical eraser is so good. A lady from Israel sent it to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I would never have bought an electrical eraser myself, and then she contacted me and she said, I want to give you a present. And she sent this eraser telling me, this, you must have an electrical eraser. And she's right. You must have an electrical eraser. These are absolutely amazing. It needs fresh batteries though, so I'll have to replace the batteries. Yeah, a lot of people are spoiling me with beautiful stuff. Let's take a look here. This is an interesting area. That should be black. But first let's take a look at the blue, and here I have Polychromos Helio Blue Reddish. So this is a slightly warmer blue. Just adding dots. And while I'm doing this, I am already thinking about the background. I like the sketchy look of it. So I will go very slow and be careful with that background, because I want to keep it light and airy. I think that's good. I used this one, Madder, in the background, and this swallowtail butterfly has a little bit of red over here as well. So, and there's also a touch of pink. It looks like the yin, a little bit like the yin-yang sign. Here I have Hyacinth Blue by Irojiten. This is a light bluish purple, and because it is so hot, these normally hard pencils are quite soft right now. The heat softens the lead. And the heat is doing more, is causing more trouble in the Netherlands than only the drought. Well, it has everything to do with the drought. There are wildfires here and there. And last week we had a wildfire in our street. There is no wildlife in our street, but we do have these, you know, the shoulder next to the street. There's a patch of grass and flowers, and that is also very dry. That last week there was a fire. We call it bermbrand, a shoulder fire, so to speak. Incredible. Let's see, how does this work? I'm looking at my reference photos. And if you want reference photos of this butterfly, you can... it's very easy. Just Google swallowtail. And lots of reference photos will pop up. And will help you to determine how you want your butterfly to look like. No two butterflies are the same, so don't try to make a hyper-realistic copy of a picture. I don't think it's going to help you with your art. And this area here needs a little more black. This is a Polychromos black, using a very light touch. Yeah. I'm wearing my reading glasses, yes. I was planning on showing you my garden, but besides the... I have a couple of pots filled with flowers. They are holding up. But the rose bushes, they are not so good this year. The hydrangeas are... they look terrible. So I'm not sure. Should I show you my garden or not? We do have a portable air conditioner in the home, but that thing makes such a noise, it's impossible to sleep with it. I think it's impossible to work with it. Sometimes my husband uses it, but actually I find it way too noisy. So what we do when we want to sleep, we take a wet kitchen towel. We wet it and then we put that on our feet or our legs or an arm, and it cools us while we are sleeping. I must say, it's not perfect, but it does do the job. Oh, this is black too. That's not what I'm looking for. It's a mess here on the table. Castell earth, that's what I'm looking for. I'm planning on getting this butterfly drawing out on YouTube somewhere next week. Here is black again. So yes, you can, if you're not already coloring along with me on this butterfly, you can if you want to. You can download the templates from my Etsy shop. Look at that. That looks good. Let's go to the other side. Once in a while I go on the internet and search for painters, wildlife and landscape painters. I just love nature, so wildlife and landscape painters is what attracts me most. And I found a couple of videos of a Canadian artist, Robert Bateman, and he's one of the best wildlife painters, I think. And I found a couple of videos that I hadn't seen before, so it was nice to see how he works. And he encourages children to go out in nature and just enjoy themselves and learn and experience the beauty and freedom and joy you can find in nature. In a couple of weeks I will be in Switzerland. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to making a morning stroll. There is this German website, compass.de. Here I have black again. Compass, Kompass.de. Compass is a manufacturer of hiking maps. And they have this wonderful online map of large areas of Europe, mainly the Alps. So there's Germany, there is Switzerland, there is Austria, Italy, maybe other countries as well. I haven't looked that far. Anyway, and there is a feature on their website. It's all in German, I believe. You can plan your hike, and then you can go to a digital map, and then you can make your route. You can plan your hike, and then the website will tell you how long it is, how much height you have to cover, you know. Is it 100 meters up and down, or is it 1,000 meters up and down the mountain? And I used that feature to see whether there are a couple of nice walks close to the apartment we will be staying, and the answer is yes. And then thanks to Google Maps, Google Street View, I could get a glimpse of what it's going to look like. Of course, Google Street View has no view on the hiking trails, but I could see a little bit of the surrounding area and what it looks like.